Well, my name is Sarah Trinidad. My business is KIDNETIX NC Indoor Playground in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I have been an entrepreneur in respect to this business since about February of 2024. We got our brick and mortar location off the ground and open in May of 2025, so it took a little while. And we are a sensory gym mainly designed for children 8 and under. We host open play sessions throughout the day. We have private rentals where people can rent our space and use it for birthday parties. We've had company holiday parties there, or really, just a gathering of friends and family, even if you wanted to. And we have little sensory events, character events, and STEM experiments and things like that throughout the month as well that we offer. I am someone who is very cautious. I typically do not like to step out and do something until I have the full picture, until I feel fully prepared. And honestly, with entrepreneurship, you will probably never feel fully prepared. And I feel like that is why so many people have ideas to start their own business, but they never actually take the leap. And I understand why, because it's scary. It's a huge financial investment, oftentimes huge time investment. And so I probably would not have jumped off the deep end and started the business if it wasn't for the support of my husband, Eric. So he is more of a dreamer. Let's just go out there and do it and figure it out along the way. That's kind of how he's always been. This is how he approaches things in life. And if I didn't have, his support, and him kind of like pushing me out of my comfort zone, I probably wouldn't have taken the leap to get started. As a matter of fact, when we did really start the process of finding a space and planning it out, we did not tell my family members for months. I finally told my family what we were doing probably 5 months before we opened, and we had been in the planning process for over a year at that point. And so I've always been a little more reserved. I've been a little more nervous, a little more cautious. And so his support is really what helped me get to that point where we could get started. I feel like there's definitely a few challenges that I feel like are kind of more centered on womanhood and particularly motherhood. So one of the general challenges that I feel like I have faced as a woman who's an entrepreneur is that not all spaces are really designed for you. It's very male centric, and so a lot of times, even though I am the one who is usually making business decisions, I'm the one going out there and kind of doing that work. A lot of times people kind of default to my husband and kind of treat him as if he is the main business owner and he's the one making decisions. So a lot of spaces aren't necessarily, I feel like, welcoming to women who are in business, and even outside of business, there's areas like that. And then as a mother, one of my main challenges has been balancing everything. So, my husband and I, we share all the duties at home, but even then, we're both pretty much 100% in the business. So finding time for our children, finding time for each other, finding time to take care of the home and whatever else needs to get done has been a significant challenge. We are getting better. It's definitely way better than we were when we first opened the business. We're kind of getting our feet under us. We've hired some employees. We've outsourced a lot of tasks to preserve our time. So it is improving over time. One of the ways that I balance my personal and professional responsibilities is maintaining a calendar. So I make sure that I put everything up there. And I prefer a handwritten calendar. I feel like when I write something down, I'm more likely to remember it, something with how my brain kind of records the information. I do not really like digital calendars, but maintaining a calendar and then also setting boundaries with other obligations or even with business obligations. So setting a firm boundary so that it doesn't bleed into things outside of the business. So for example, on Saturdays, I have a boundary where I am not going to be there for parties or open play because I'm usually there all throughout the week. And so I need a day to myself. I get to spend the day with my children, and then I get to take my daughter to her acro gymnastics class on Saturday mornings. And so I've really set a firm boundary there. So if we need someone to come into the business, that's when we have our employees come in, because that is my protected time with my girls, and with my family I can go visit them. So keeping a calendar for sure, and then also setting boundaries and sticking with it. So we have had family members from communities where their children are differently abled, or their children are maybe on the spectrum or have a behavioral disorder, and they have really found solace in the space that we offer. So we offer 1 hour half-price sessions to families with children who may have different needs. So they may be on the spectrum, they may have physical disabilities, things of that nature. And we are also a no judgment zone. We had one family in particular. They had multiple children. They came into our space, and one of their children is on the spectrum, and they were a little overwhelmed, and so that was coming out in how they were responding to the environment around them. And the mother actually kind of had to restrain her child. They were not being dangerous or anything like that, but trying to provide like pressure and comfort, and then get them out to the car. And they had just walked in, and I told her about our Sensory Sunday hours, which she had no idea about those hours. And I booked her into that, for free, no charges, no questions asked. And she was able to come that following Sunday. So our Sensory Sunday hours, they're an hour long, they're half price. We don't play music, and it's also reduced capacity. We already limit our capacity to 20 kids at a time, just for personal preference. And we further reduce it to 10 kids at a time. And anyone who comes during this time is entering with the understanding that there may be children with different needs there. And so she told me that that day had just been challenging from the start, and people look at her and her family with so much judgment and misunderstanding. And so it was really nice that she was able to come to a space where that was not the case, and we were able to provide her with an option that better fit her family's needs. And so that's been really special, seeing those families come in and kind of getting the relief of knowing that they're in a space where their kid's going to be able to have fun just like any other child, and they're not going to receive the judgment that they may receive out in the public. My advice would be to not listen to negativity that can kind of pop up around you. I think as women, we are very sensitive to what others think because we want to please others. We want people to like us. And we want people to utilize our business services. And so we want to be everything to everybody. And that's not always possible. So I would say to tune out negativity and just, put your nose down to the grinder and just continue doing whatever it is you are doing for your business. It is very easy to listen to negativity and then to allow that to affect you mentally and emotionally. And that eventually is going to bleed into your product and your business overall. So my number one piece of advice would be to block out the noise, block out the negativity, and keep doing whatever it is you are doing. You are going to find the people who are there for you. You're going to find the support. You're going to find your niche customers. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. So learning to not take that personally is really important.